Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a casual get ready with me. I'm starting here with some Tarte Shape Tape as my base for my eyeshadow. I'm going in with the eyeshadow first, so we're going to go in with a dampened beauty blender and just pat that out. I always use Tarte Shape Tape as my eyeshadow base. I find it just works really great. Now what we're going to be doing is going in with, after I've pounced this out of course, we're going to be going in with some powder. For that, I always go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush Powder. It's my go-to powder. Please guys, leave me your powders down below. What are your go-to face powders? I'm so curious and definitely interested in expanding what I use. And then after that, what we're going to be doing is going in with our brow pencil. I'm using the Benefit Foolproof Brow Pencil as always. I love this. I've been using it for a very long time. And then we're going to be going in with a brow powder after that is also from Benefit, which you will see in a little bit. So I am just going in here. I'm just doing some little motions here to make it look like little hairs. I do my brows very old school style in my opinion. So I'm continuing to fill those in, and as you can see here, easy breezy lemon squeezy, just doing a line and then filling in the bottom. I'm missing a lot of hairs from the bottom due to like over plucking in the 90s or whenever it was, the early 2000s. You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. So we are almost done the brows here. We're just spooling them out now, and we're just about to go in with the powder. I'm just putting all the finishing touches here, making sure everything looks perf. You know your brow game takes everything to the next level. It always does. Now we're going to be going in with that brow powder like I mentioned. I just feel like this really seals the deal, makes everything look really just perfect, filled in, and it doesn't allow that pencil to move around. Sometimes pencils have a tendency of moving around. When you set obviously them with a powder, they're really going to stick there. Brows are done and we're going in with the beautiful Blood Sugar palette. The first color I'm dipping into is Cake Mix. We're using this as the transition shade. It is the most perfect, beautiful transition shade. I use it all the time and I'm definitely about to hit pan in it. So what I'm doing here is using circular motions as well as rocking motions through that crease to really work that color in. I'm also doing it haphazardly. We are going to be cutting the crease, so it doesn't really matter if it gets messy. This eye look is super duper easy and it's my favorite because it just always is executed beautifully no matter what. You're gonna see in a minute. It just, it all comes together in the end, but it is so easy and achievable. If you have the Blood Sugar palette, definitely follow along. Now we're dipping into our next shade as well as our next brush. This is the Wayne Goss 17 and I've dipped into Tongue Pop here. We're going to start working on that crease and really working on the blend, starting to deepen that color. Tongue Pop is the perfect in between. You're getting a pink, but it's also a brownie pink. So it really works perfectly as that next shade. And we are just continuing to work that in here. We're doing patting motions and then circular motions as well as windshield wiper through that entire crease. Now we're dipping into our next shade. That is the Coma shade, and I've switched to a smaller blender. This is my Wayne Goss 19, and we're just starting to etch that out into the outer corner as well as through the crease. And just like with that other shade, we are doing circular motions, windshield wiper, as well as smudgy, just to get that color really out there. And I'm continuing with that Coma shade and that Wayne Goss 20 to ensure that depth is there. And before moving on to our next step, I'm going to be going back in with that big blender we originally started with, and I'm going in with that Cake Mix shade. I'm going over top of that Coma shade we just laid down to make sure that the blend is there. This will ensure that we don't get any harsh lines. We're ready to cut the crease, so I've put some Tarte Shape Tape onto my MAC 242. As you can see here, I'm looking up, and we are just carving just like that. You'll find when you go with the contour of your eye and just really etch that out, you're gonna get a beautiful cut there. And we just put that on and then fill the rest of the cut with the concealer, as you can see, and do the exact same thing on the other eye. crease is cut and ready to go in with our shimmer. That is going to be the beautiful sweetener shade, as you can see here. What I'm doing is taking that onto the same MAC 242. I've wiped off the additional concealer, and we are just patting that onto everywhere I laid down the concealer. And as you can see, it just takes the look to the next level. This has to be one of my favorite shimmers in my collection. And now we are re-deepening that outer corner. First, I'm starting with the pink Tunk Pop shade so that we don't get any harsh lines. And then we're just making sure that pink shade is on first. And then here we're going to be dipping in with the deeper Coma shade now. As you can see, we are just going to re-deepen that outer corner. Make sure that depth is there because that's what really takes the look to the next level. And as you can see, I'm using these smudgy motions and just really making sure that color gets onto the right areas. And now we're ready to go in with our liner. I'm using my Too Faced Better Than Sex to do my winged liner. This has been a long time use of mine. Unfortunately though, guys, it does bleed in the inner corners, so I'm on the market to look for a new liner. Please leave me your suggestions down below. I'm so happy when you guys give me your suggestions, but this is my way that I do my liner. Yes, I do that pulling eye method. I have very, very hooded eyes, so it really helps me out to get that clean line when I do pull. I know that this is not good for the eye, but this is the way that I do my liner. Don't judge me, don't at me, I don't want to hear it. And now I'm just filling in that liner. And now we're ready for our lashes. Today I'm wearing Lily lashes in the style Rome. These have already been pre-cut to fit my eyelids, and I have put some duo glue on them. This is in the black shade of the glue, and I am just placing that on. Guys, if you don't have this already, this is a velour eyelash applicator tool. It has changed the lash game for me. I wasn't even able to put on lashes before this lash item. Now, if you have problems, guys, I highly suggest you look at these because they have taken applying lashes to the next level for me. It's an absolute ease now. As you can see, it takes 2 seconds and I just press them on. And now I'm going over top of those lashes with some additional liner to make sure the seams of those are just nice and covered up. And now we're going in with some Milk Makeup Kush mascara, and we're just melding those fake lashes to my lashes. This is such an underrated step in my opinion. It really, really makes the lashes just look way more real in my opinion. And now we're going in with our foundation. This is the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I have this on a MAC 252. As you can see, I'm just using this to carve out my brows. I love doing this. It really helps make the brows look super clean and defined. And I'm continuing with that same MAC 252 and I'm spreading the foundation to the rest of my face. I do this before going in with my beauty blender. I like to lay down the foundation with a brush. And now I'm going in with a dampened beauty blender on the rest of the face. I'm really working in that foundation, making sure it's nice and blended in. I use pat, pat, pat motions as well as swipey motions just to make sure that foundation is nice and melded onto my skin. I also take that all the way down my neck. It really helps me. I used to not do this, and believe me, it used to show. When you don't take your foundation down your neck, it looks absolutely freaking insane. And now that I do, it really helps the look just look way more seamless. And we are just continuing, as you can see, to pat that out. And now I'm going in with some concealer. This is my Tarte Shape Tape in shade Light Medium. If I didn't already mention, guys, absolutely everything is listed down below in the description section if you're curious about what products I'm using. So I am just taking that dampened beauty blender and I'm blending that in. And then I'm going to go over top of that blended out eye with some Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush Powder. I especially like this powder for underneath the eyes because I feel like it really helps with the lines. And then what I'm doing now is taking that on a bigger brush. This is a Wayne Goss face brush. I don't know the exact number. I will list it down in the description section. And now this is my Tom Ford brush with some Fenty Beauty Private Island bronzer. I'm putting this all over my face and make sure to bring it down to my neck as well because that really helps the blend of everything. And now I'm taking some Buxom Cosmetics Wanderlust blush in the shade Mykonos and just gracing that onto my cheeks. After I've done bronzer and blush, I love going in with a translucent powder and just lining these areas of my cheek, because I go in and I leave it for just a little bit while I do my drop shadow, and it really helps clean up down there and make everything look just super seamless and beautiful. Now we're starting with the drop shadow. I've gone in with that Cake Mix shade onto a flat liner MAC 212 brush, and I'm just stamping that on the lower lash line, as you can see. And I'm doing that again to the other eye as well. And now I'm taking a MAC 221 and just blending that out so it just looks nice and smudgy and seamless. And now I'm going in with my NARS Rue Bonaparte Nude Eyeliner. I pretty much finish off every single look with this bad boy. It makes everything just pop, you'll see. Of course, it's F-proof time now, and I had to take it crazy, make it weird. Of course, it's me. And we're just putting that onto our lower lashes. Ugh, such a good mascara. I can't wait for it to come back into stock. We're wiping away that bake now with that giant La Mer powder brush, and we're starting on the lips. I'm using Gemini lip liner here. This is the velour lip liner from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, an absolute staple and go-to. Such a good liner. And I am just lining up those puckers. And then on top of that, I'm putting the Paleontologist Velvet Trap, brand new shade, so stunning, followed with the Supreme Gloss in Celebrity Skin. And we are almost done. We're going in with some Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. I've been using this from time. And we are almost done, guys. I love putting on my highlighter when my skin is still a little bit tacky still from that setting spray. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm using my Hourglass palette for that. This is my face palette. I am obsessed with this highlighter. I don't even know what it's called. It is so freaking stunning. If you know the name of it, please leave it in the comment section down below. And that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready With Me, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye!